All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hey,
welcome to
uh,
part 5 of our Isle of the Dark read along by
yeah.
Rena Brown. This one down
Woo!
here.
I was actually ready this time. I actually had the book on hand. I was ready.
Cool.
I didn't notice that last week you didn't have a copy.
No,
Just got
I did end up with one. I just wasn't ready to flip it up when we went live.
Ah, that's
she
okay.
sold them all already. That would be cool. She's got no copies of her own book because they're all sold out. How's it been going for you?
Hello,
No,
How
Lobo.
I kept a couple. I kept a couple.
right? How was your Valentine's promotion? Did you manage to sell a few books?
Yeah, I sold actually one of the bundles and
Oh, nice.
yeah. So and the person who got it also got the shower curtain. I texted them and they were like, I didn't know this was involved in this, but okay, cool.
Oh, right.
I'm still baffled at the fact that they bought a shower curtain.
Well, yeah, they got it as a prize, didn't they? They got it as Is that what you mean, isn't it? They want it as a prize.
Hi,
Yeah,
Lobo.
they-
Yeah, that was a prize for the for whoever bought bundles they put into
I
a
hope
into a hat.
I hope Lobo you didn't kill your whole race.
What? Oh no, you're talking about the comic book Lobo from DC. They might not understand what you're talking about. If you say that, if they don't, if they're not a comic book fan, that might confuse them.
Hey, I don't
Okay.
know much about Lobo, and even I know that little tidbit.
Yeah, but it might not be Lobo, the DC Lobo, because Lobo just means wolf, doesn't it, in Spanish? I think.
Lobo is just wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, so it might not be to do
Ah.
with the character.
Interesting. I thought it meant psychopath.
No, in DC world it does. DC Comics, he's a psychopath. Anyway, so what do we want to talk about? It was a very quiet 3 chapters. These are just all riding along peacefully through the beautiful countryside. Not an awful lot went on. Oh no, sorry, that's the complete opposite. The complete opposite.
Yeah, I gotta say, you think these guys would be smarter than to go on an old bridge?
Oh,
You know what that reminded me of though? It reminded me of a scene in 80 Days Around the World, right?
Okay.
80 Days by I forgot his
Jules
name.
Verne.
Yeah, Jules Verne.
Yeah.
There's one scene where they're on a train and they have to move over this bridge in a cliff, like these tracks, but they're
Right.
they're very weak.
Yeah.
And so they what they decide to do is they'll run the train super fast
Right.
to cross. And then Passepartout said, like he was about to say, maybe we, like the people, will cross the bridge first, so there'll be less weight, and then the train will go.
Yeah.
But they all go up anyway. So he says, "Oh, never mind." When I read that part back then, I was like, "You old fuckers are so lucky."
Yeah, it was
It kind of reminded me here. I was like, someone's gonna fall. Someone's gonna fall.
yeah, you had to think so. I mean, he even kind of predicted it himself by saying something that happened previously, didn't he? I don't know if he was if that little story that he told was that something that actually did happen, or whether he was just saying it to like as a joke to put his scares into his friends. But yeah, he said
I honestly thought he was serious because I mean, you have all the Dead Zone things. You
wouldn't be
think that
surprised.
actually be one.
And then it's a long story short, there is something under the bridge, and he waits till he's the last one going over in the cart with the Datso on the back, and then it attacks its tentacles. The bridge starts collapsing. He ends up in a dark cave, ends up being captured by Datsos, which was weird because we learned a few things.
And then we meet Brando, who's apparently the guy who
Bardoon,
who brought the infection back.
Yeah, Bardoon,
the infection back.
Yeah, the first one who was bitten.
I talked to Rita this week, and I said, Rita, when I already had a queen, all I could think of was, how do they?
Yeah.
Because I thought, is she also like a human sort of Detso? And then when she described her as like,
she's the first Datso.
How does that work?
Yeah.
That queen is the original Datso. I'm pretty sure, Matilda.
No,
the original Datso.
She's the one who survived.
Yeah, the one who survived from the
she's like the original for the new generation.
That's right. But the only one that survived the last time they got wiped out by living underground. And so Bardoon found her, when you think about it, not that we need to go into the ins and outs of the in and out, but like if you think about ants, you got the giant queen ant who's like massive and completely different to the little tiny king ant. So it does happen that there's sexual dimorphism in species. So there's
or like the xenomorph bitch.
Yeah, exactly. She looks a lot different to probably the male of the species.
Well, in this case, I don't think this queen's far off from the xenomorph one.
But the thing we do discover, we find out a few things. One, we find out why they don't use eagles to send messages backwards and forwards, because the flying Datsos like pick them off kind of thing. So they had to stop it because they were just wiping them out.
They were going extinct,
yeah, going extinct. And also we find out that the Datsos have got a hierarchy. They have got a rulership. We didn't know they had a queen before, did we? We didn't know Bardoon is the king.
We should have figured that out since there's obviously more intelligent Datsos out there.
Yeah, well, we kind of thought there was some more intelligent, but I don't think they actually knew, like in the society at the moment, because that's why that's why he's been surprised by what Isle has done, and Isle has been able to control himself and not been as violent. And they just thought there was just like non-stop violence. I suppose the ones that are animalistic are non-stop violence because they animals don't do a lot of thinking about. They attack when they feel threatened or when they're hungry.
It could also be for survival reasons as well.
Yeah, but I think the humanoid ones have got more reasoning, and now we've kind of discovered that there is more intelligence going on.
So far, it looks like there's only just Isle, and is it Brandu or Brando?
It's Bardoon.
Bardoon.
Yeah,
I kept calling him Brando in my head.
Call him what you like, Matilda. Brando will work. Maybe we can change it to Brando for the next book. If he survives.
No, I wanna call him by his name. Just when you read something in your head.
Yeah.
Happens to me a lot. There's so many character names I botched over the years.
And it does seem that like the humanoid and the queen have sort of like they have control over the lesser Datso. They managed to sort of
like Rena said, a symbiotic relationship.
I don't know about symbiotic. It's just like they're the toughest lot. Maybe I just assume they're the toughest, and so they beat the others down to do their bidding, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so they're scared of them probably.
Yeah, but she's probably not able to move freely, and that's why Bardoon is useful to her.
I don't know. She seemed to be able to move all right. She was scuttling across the ceiling, wasn't she?
She was, but maybe she's kind of strapped to that ceiling, really.
I didn't get that impression.
After all this long while. Also, I found the part with the vocal cords interesting. Yeah. I wonder how Bardoon found that out. Did he attempt it on himself? Did he attempt it on other humans?
There's some kind of magic going on as well, though, isn't there? They're not just like, we already knew it was a magical plague caused like by the Judavarius or whatever, the Judavari, whatever they were called. They created them when they was experimenting with creating new life. They created the first Datso, and there's definitely magic inherent in their because they're not just savage beasts, that they also suck the energy from things, and they're able to change the energy that they suck into other things. As you hinted at last week when we chatted to you, and we've seen this week, because he was able to use some of his energy to heal the broken arm that Isle had, and also he somehow manipulated the energy to fix his vocal cords that sunk down into his body when he was transformed originally, and he was able to pull them up so he's actually able to speak again. So we've actually heard.
What I found what I really want to get to is, how convenient is it that Isle found that cave?
I don't know if it was convenient.
I can't get over that. It's like they're there for what? Like maybe one day. Like he convinces
Are you talking about the pit?
Brandu to not to not kill Ranger. Keep him. Yeah. Which I do wonder. It wouldn't have worked if they actually kept him there for days, because he would have died of hunger, of dehydration.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
What I'm thinking was like how Isle saves him, and then he brings him into this conveniently beautiful cave. It's complete with the little fountain so he can drink. We're all good. We just need a toilet and some magazines.
I don't think it's quite as good as that, but there are caves which are dark and horrible, and there are caves that have got like beautiful like underground fountains and stuff like that.
What I want to understand, what I want to understand is how did he find it so fast? It means that in between the time that they took Ranger to that cave they were imprisoning him in, and up until he went to go and save Ranger, he had time to roam all over the place, find that cave, memorize how to get to it.
He might have followed his scent, or we don't know if he's got different like abilities. He might have been able to follow Ranger's scent, or he might have just asked him, "What have you done with Ranger?" I'm assuming we didn't see the conversation he had with Bardoon, but I'm assuming that Bardoon's taken him into his confidence or whatever. Otherwise, Bardoon, maybe he thinks he's a little like accomplice or a little I don't know, adopted son. Who knows? It's like
that doesn't feel like it.
No, but he fixed his arm, didn't he? So he fixed his arm. So he obviously
but that's because
his information or his.
That's because he's a Detso.
Yeah, but that's why he's got no reason to. He's got no reason to think that he's going to be helping.
Well,
Ranger.
not necessarily. I mean,
so he could just say, "What have you done with that human that brought me here?" And he could say, "Oh, he's just down in the pits down there," kind of thing. It might have been like that. I wouldn't put too much thought into that part of it. The fact is that he didn't know where he was.
He has to have the explanation for the killed guard, and also if they're still in there, does that mean that they're still in danger then? Because before they came into the cave, what I thought Isle's plan was to get Ranger out of there completely and for them to hide somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, I'm assuming
I thought they were finding a way out.
Yeah, well, they kind of have found their way to a safe place at the moment, but unfortunately, he had to suck some energy from Ranger to heal himself, didn't he? So at the moment, they're in a safe. They're in a safer place than where they were at the moment. But we did have all that. It was quite good though. You could it was quite claustrophobic. It was quite claustrophobic in the caves, and then and it was kind of like overwhelming odds. You thought you'd think he would be killed, but the Datsos obviously got a hierarchy, and they're not just attacking the first things they see, and they kind of want to question him. I'm assuming they want to question him, and they was going to kill him maybe, but Isle said, we need him because we can use him against his comrades or whatever. That bit was a little bit more like to me because I was thinking,
I must say, the monologue was slightly cringy. The monologue was slightly cringy. I found myself cringing for
whose monologue?
Randos and Rangers. a little bit cringy there.
It was a little long. In hindsight, I could have shortened it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was more thinking of the fact that they don't need it.
To be fair, I never wrote a monologue, so I probably can't really judge.
It's like, do they actually need Ranger alive? Because they know where the rest of the gatekeepers are, and they vastly outnumber them. So they could just, I'm sure they could just ambush him.
What I talked about is that, what would he gain from it? They could basically charge the humans, and the humans would be none the wiser, like Ranger said. They're not going to be prepared for that with this number of Detsos. Even if Ranger and Isle basically are able to run away now, they still won't get there in time to warn anyone.
I don't know. Also, I'm wondering because they went down into the caves.
Unless there's an Ex Machina and Isle sprouts wings.
Maybe you can. Well, he is able to. Who knows what other?
Wait here, Ranger. I'm just gonna pull out my spare wings and we'll get going.
I'm not sure if he'd be strong enough to carry Ranger. I don't know though. If he changed size shaped into a giant Datso, he might well be able to carry him. Yeah.
Yeah, but hasn't he mentioned that Isle is still pretty strong though?
He must be quite strong. Did he assume he's giant Datso shape when he fought the other Datso? When he killed the guard Datso, did he assume his big shape, or was he? He seemed to be like he was still in his small size.
Mr. Gray, you read it today. How do you
not
know?
Remember? Well, I don't remember him saying that he was a large. That he changed into his large size.
No, he changed because he cut him as well.
Yeah, because obviously he's small again now because he won't be able to get through the little tunnel that he climbed through.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, yeah, he wouldn't. If he was like about to, Anima style, like kick open the ceiling, grab Ranger, and fly out,
That's
then
true.
that wouldn't work.
He's been through the war as old Ranger, though, hasn't he? He's like, I'm sure he must have some kind of super strength of his own to be able to go through all the hardships that he's been through in these 3 chapters. When he's had his I don't know if his leg was broken, but if his leg was really probably broken there, I'm sure he'd be back to useless.
His ankle was broken, he said. Or
I thought it was his thigh that he
It was
broke.
in the calf. Yeah, it's like a fracture in the calf. Yeah.
Oh, the way I read it, I thought it was his thigh, and I was like, huh? Because he was so. I have to go back. Missing things, but yeah, I thought it was in his thigh, and I thought that's really weird. I would be able to do anything with his thigh was broken, but yeah.
I don't think he'd be able to do much really then.
No, but yeah, he's been through the wars and he's crawled through tunnels, escaping from Datsos that have come after him, vastly outnumbered. And I mean, yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen to the rest of his band, but you think they could possibly be ambushed? Who knows? Unless they now they haven't got a cart behind them, they could probably make better speed. They can just G up their horses and gallop, couldn't they? So they may be able to gallop to.
But as far as they're concerned, Ranger's probably dead when you think about it.
You would hope that they didn't try and find him. You would hope that
that is a good thing, because if Ranger did die from this, they would finally stop this dumbass tradition. Okay, look, our greatest destroyer of Dead Souls, he got killed. Why? Because we like executions. Maybe we should really rethink that one, yeah?
It wasn't just that, though. It was more the fact that they wanted to go back and warn the Queen, wasn't it? About the winter coming early. That's the main reason. But yeah, they should have just left the cage behind and gone on horseback faster.
Yeah.
Probably got to move, could have galloped like the Pony Express or something.
or you know what they should have done? They should have just left the cage on the other side, really. Went there and then got back to get him later.
Yeah, or leave them caged up till winter was over or something. But yeah, like we said before, if they didn't venture these things, we wouldn't have any story.
There wouldn't be at all.
I enjoyed these 3 chapters anyway. After there was lots of tension, and there was lots of good action as well, and lots of adversity that they had to overcome. And we learned they learned a few new things. We know now that the Datsos aren't all just, they may have, maybe like in isolation, like the animal ones are just unthinking, slavering beasts. But when they've got the humanoid, the ones that were originally humans there, they kind of exert their will over them or something like that. And I don't know, maybe this has been coming a long time, that they've been planning every year, and now they've got a plan in place that they're going to be able to overtake the north. Is it the north or is it the south? I think it's the north, isn't it?
South, yeah. They're in the Datsos are north, people are south, yeah.
Right, yeah. So because one of the things they said as well, Ranger was thinking when he first went down there, he was thinking this network went all over. He was just envisioning it as being a vast network. Maybe they've started tunneling under. Maybe they're tunneling under the south as well. So this is. They've got all the mole Datsos and all the rabbit Datsos, and they're digging tunnels out. So it could be the end of the south. It could be the end of the non-Datso people of the world.
My one gripe with these 3 chapters was Brando was dressed.
Bardoon.
Never mind. Bardoon was dressed. Why does he get a coat and Isle has to walk around stark naked? I'm upset. I will send my complaints.
Well, and that's why I had said that it was very left undetermined, because now that you know who Bardoon is, they're not all. There is a sense of censorship among those who are slightly the Datsos that have slightly higher minds and such like that. So, and it's just nothing really I ever touched on. It was just.
I wish you did. I wish you did.
So they do have some emotions in, because if they're worried about their own nudity, then they're not all unthinking beasts, are they?
Yeah.
If they have that notion of wanting to look after, be dressed, be clothed, so there is definitely some humanity about them.
The thing is, with my mind constantly in the gutter, I can't help but thinking and reading about a teenage boy who's running around in the nude. And I don't like that.
Stop going on about it then.
Yeah, that's a bit...
Oh, dear.
Because I don't know. Maybe he changed it out
covered
there
up.
after he was bitten.
Yeah,
or something.
it
don't
was
know.
never anything that's addressed. No, it's yeah.
I really hope in your mini book he has clothes.
Look, he's on the cover. He's got his clothes on.
Yeah,
It's
and here
snow-
too. Like what?
Yeah.
Even your artist friend was like, "No, I'm not
So
drawing a ass boy."
You've
He
got
was
to
getting
assume
clothes.
you got to assume he was clothed then, because I assume that
I
if he was,
really hope so. The
if he
thing
was,
is, we get descriptions of when he's gotten injured, and Ranger when he first, when he first captures him, when he knocks him out,
Mm.
he tells, "I see all the scratch marks," so you assume he's at least, from the waist up, he is naked.
right? Maybe.
Because he doesn't say through his tattered shirt, I could see the scars on him, the bite marks, the whatever.
That's
Because
true.
it doesn't say that; it just says I can see. So you assume
No, I can.
naked.
Yeah, no, he is definitely shirtless, but I had left the clothing bit of it because and I did purposely leave it up to interpretation though, because if you think of like a Datso, which is like an animal, a monster, you wouldn't really think of it that they would don on clothing, but then you have characters like Cartoon who do. So I just kind of it was just something that I had glossed over and hadn't thought of.
So
I
you
wish
think-
they at least give him like a little Tarzan bikini or something. Sorry, mankini, not a bikini. Also, what did I want to say? I forgot about it. Maybe I'll remember later. Man, I just had it. It's something I wanted to ask.
Yeah, think about it. So yeah, I thought it was pretty. The action is definitely hotting up. We had that big scene on the bridge where he goes against his like better judgment and what he knows his friends would think.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He chose to try and
I
save
remembered what I wanted to say.
Isle, didn't he? He chose to go and save Isle rather than just getting away himself. If he just got away himself, if he hadn't thought about the little Datso in the back of the cage, he could probably have got away. But because he decided to save him, because of he's obviously getting soft in his old age and thinking maybe Datsos aren't as bad as we thought they were. And he's seen a couple of examples from Isle, seeing him, being great, showing gratitude. No. But yeah, maybe there are others who aren't so bad as well. Who knows? Maybe because let's think about it, they've had a kill on sight kind of mentality, because they were obviously because of fear. Fear is going to make you kill what you're scared of, isn't it? So they've had a kill on sight mentality with all Datsos up till now. And so maybe they've only ever seen vicious Datsos as well. The only ones that have ever come through have been like the animalistic Datsos, who are more animal than, well, they're just some, animal and Datso mixes into
I guess they were
whatever animal it is. Yeah.
I guess there were other scientists in Rena's world that wanted to at least find out a bit more.
Well, they're kind of like, they're not that sort of, maybe not sci-fi, because it's more medieval kind of, isn't it? It's not really.
Yeah, but let me just say this before I forget again.
Yeah.
I finally remembered. It's interesting to see that now Ranger was basically in the same place where Isle was.
Yeah,
roles were
kind of.
reversed, and suddenly he's
Yeah, he's the
surrounded
prisoner.
by all these Datso who want to kill him. And I
Yeah.
thought, it's probably now he knows how Io felt when he was around all the humans.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. They want to. No, they just want to kill him. They want to eat him as well, probably.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say. He's like Ranger, right? For a big tough Datso hunter. I can't believe how lax he was when it came to Marco falling asleep on the bloody job. You'd think he would be a bit more authoritarian.
Yeah.
I would have kicked him in his nethers and said, "Get out, you lazy sod! How did you get to become the leader, the gatekeeper for that region when you can't even stay awake to bloody well do your watch?"
To be fair, though, it's kind of Ranger's fault to begin with for leading them in this path where they constantly have to keep moving and they can't sleep really.
Yeah, but that's even more reason for them to bloody well. Maybe they should have 2 on guard and 2 on, 2 on, 2 off, or something like that. So they, ifs and buts. But yeah, I would have,
Well, I don't know what it would have helped, I suppose, but poor Ranger can't get any sleep.
No,
But
but
that's how
he's
he's not human.
But that kind of
fell asleep.
That's the kind of reflection, though, when you think about it, on Ranger's character. Maybe when he was younger, he might have been a bit more strict about it. But he's obviously because he's been a loner so long, he kind of doesn't want to be nasty to other humans. So he's been overly sort of protective of Marco rather than giving him a dressing down. But that kind of also ties into the fact that he's now seeing Daxos as maybe not being all worthy of death, So maybe he's just turned into a softie as he's getting older and thinking about all the murders and killings that he's done in his life. And maybe he's one of these old soldiers who's tired of the bloodshed, and so he's kind of mellowed them out.
You are not wrong.
I don't think so, because he did say he's going to talk to Marco about it later. Because when you think about it, also it wouldn't be beneficial for them to start being pissed at Marco for falling asleep.
No, but if you look at any kind of army movie, any kind of army film, that kind of thing, any sergeant major or general or lieutenant would strip him, would really give him a dressing down for that kind of thing. That kind of thing, in wartime, could get you executed. You could be up against a firing squad for falling asleep on duty. I'm sure you could. So I think Ranger's been really kind of, and maybe it's because he's getting old and soft. And and he was. I'm surprised he just didn't say, Marco, get up, you lazy sod. What are you doing? How dare you fall asleep? Everybody's life's at risk,
Had it been Quail, that would have been the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Quail went what are you doing?
Ranger's fault. Ranger's fault for leading them down that pathway.
Yeah, but still, you shouldn't, But he managed to stay awake all night, and they're younger than him, so they should have been just as able to do it as well.
Yeah, but he's also not completely human.
Yeah, maybe.
We think not completely human.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure. It's not been
what
we suspect. Yeah, I reckon he has got more. I reckon he has got part magic person in him. One of the.
Now the thing is, what I'm wondering next is that those 4 dickheads, they go back now to the kingdom.
I think they would, if they got any sense, they would have done. I mean, I was worried because they love him so much and they respect him so they might have seen him go into the cave and be trying to sort of climb down to rescue him from the cave, or they might think they might even be going down river to see if he's gone down the stream down river or something like that. But I mean, if they've got any sense, they're just going to be on their way as quick as they can get before anything else happens. If they've got sense, that's what they would do. But whereas we see from Marco, and maybe they haven't got as much sense as you'd hope they would.
Well, also no one died yet like we thought. I was sure
Leon.
Leon would.
Leon.
I was sure.
She's not finished yet. You just wait. There's going to be some tear-jerking.
You're only halfway through.
Yeah. We are about halfway through, actually, aren't we?
I will tell you that I cheat. The death,
okay.
I cheat. So
okay.
Such a fangirl move.
We're about halfway through. That's the
yeah,
thing.
about halfway.
It's kind of
I don't think we're really halfway through yet.
It's just shy of halfway, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it hard to get too attached to your characters and not want to kill them? Is he no, I don't want to kill them. I like them. These are my babies. I don't want to kill one off.
Well, you kind of have to.
Sorry?
Honestly, no.
Like Stephen King said, you have to kill your darlings.
Right. It's not really an issue of no, I can't kill that character. No, it's just kind of more of if that's where their story leads, because for a lot of these characters, it's no, I already know kind of where you're supposed to go, and that's not how your story ends. So it's not like I don't want to thing. It's just kind of more of a no, this isn't necessary here thing.
So,
although Go ahead.
go,
Sorry.
oh, I need a character to die. I got to call them so and so. But all the while, as you've written them, as you've created their character, you've already created them for death later on down the line. Or did you decide you created them especially for death?
Yeah, it's like okay. This
is it not like being a god or something? Like, yeah, I've created you, I gave you life. Now I can pick you off when I choose.
It is a little bit of a god complex, but no, it's just, no. But I can actually tell you guys, because this has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. Technically, a character is dead, and the reason why I say that is because there was actually originally 7 guardians. And there was supposed to be 6 of them out on the trail, not 5. And this fifth guy, his name was Midas. And so there was actually supposed to be, there was supposed to be 7 gates instead of 6. Or no.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown.
Or, no, instead of 5, yeah.
Okay.
Your family are spoilers.
Look, I'm not sure that's actually a spoiler or just a.
That's not a spoiler. That's actually something I cut out because when I wrote the first draft of the book, he was in there, but he did basically nothing. So I mean, he didn't even have.
Someone had a twin.
So you decided to...
No, he was just another gatekeeper. So instead of 5 gates, it was supposed to be 6 gates, which made Ranger the 7th guardian, but he did absolutely nothing. I mean, it really
all out of the story.
Yeah. So because he didn't even have that much dialogue, like I had him I sprinkled in a few lines here and there that actually had no purpose to the story whatsoever. So I was like, you know what? I don't need you as an extra character. I'm sorry, but you're getting the boot. So there was actually supposed to be another guardian with them, but he did nothing. So I actually
him out. Mr. Brown, now you're spoiling Harry Potter. You can't be stopped.
Hey, I think there were some twins in Harry Potter. One of them died, wasn't there? In Harry Potter.
Mr. Gray, come on, warnings. We're sorry. We're sorry for the spoilers. For if anyone hasn't,
Harry Potter is like years old. If you haven't seen Harry Potter,
buggers! That's what we've been forgetting to do, to warn for spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoiler warning, everybody! Spoiler warning.
We need like a separate screen just to flash spoilers.
Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father.
Yeah, we're sorry we spoiled that.
All right. So, anything else you want to add, Matilda? We got. We got to read up to 175 now for next week.
Yeah. Well, what I'm curious about is how now they're gonna escape the cave, and what did I'm just gonna call him Brando. Fuck it, I can't remember the original. Bardoon. Oh, I'm gonna call him Dune. Then I'll remember.
Yeah.
Just think of a bar out on a sand dune. Yeah. That's originally how I thought of it.
I'm just gonna call him Dooney. Anyway, Dooney. What did he talk about with Isle?
We don't know, do we? We don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
He probably just said, "How did you come to be in his capture or whatever, something like that."
Nah,
he might have asked.
They already talked about it. He's like, he did this to with a broken arm.
Yeah.
And it's like I kind of figured. No, and I'm wondering, is this all somehow a plot that maybe Dooney convinced Isle to help him to get back to go with Ranger and maybe reach where the humans are for something.
It's possible.
Or to get some information.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. I think that I imagine that the Daxos aren't very nice people, and so when Isles receives some kind of kindness from any other being, he's like, I think he's happy. He's glad that he's received some kindness. I think he's probably become attached to Ranger because Ranger has actually shown him some kindness. I imagine in the Daxo world, there's not an awful lot of kindness that goes around.
Yeah, but he was also still going to take him to be executed. If it wasn't for this Detzel monster, Isle would have been taken to the city and executed still.
Yeah.
I also don't think that Isles is doing some kind of plot. He just really wants to help Ranger. But the thing is, Isle is risking everything for him because he's going to now become an outcast. Because imagine all these dead. So, Dooney saying, look at this. This is our dead. So, but he's risking it all for a human. So he's going to be outcasted.
I don't imagine the Datso society's got that much of
compassion.
I imagine or that much kind of like organization. I get the kind of thing that this like conglomerate of like Datso community under the ground. It's kind of like more recent thing. I don't imagine. I imagine the rest of the North, they're all just roaming free, doing whatever the heck they like. I can't imagine them having little Datso villages and raising little Datso babies or anything like that. I think they're more wild and kind of. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of into Datso fighting and killing. We already saw that when one of them attacked.
I don't know. I kind of think that these Datsos have been there for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Datsos in this game. I think they. Anyway, what I'm saying is, I think that Dooney would send other Datsos to kill Isle for what he did.
More than likely, yeah. If he wouldn't tolerate it, he's not gonna pat him on the head and say, "Don't do that again." He's gonna rip his head off. Yeah, that's how Datsos are. It's a Datso eat Datso world in the North. But yeah.
So what is Ranger losing from this? I mean, Rangers. No, I mean, imagine because Isle's risking now everything. He's risking his own life to get him out of there. And
I think it's like what I said. I think the Datso are so vicious towards each other that there's no friendship in Datso world, and so to get any kind of measure of kindness from another being kind of creates a little bit of a attachment there. So I can, and also maybe a father figure. Who knows?
I did say that.
We might we don't know what his story is. We might get his story, like it was his parents killed by Datsos, and he was the only one that survived. Also, I can't imagine he's a Datso from the baby.
Probably not.
We're not too sure how long the longevity of Datsos are either, because we know Bar June has lived for a long time because of the fact that was it 200 years ago that the Datso plague started. 222.
Yeah, 222.
Yeah, because that's the DP. Yeah, of course. What a silly question.
Thanks for that, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, but maybe we don't know if Isle has lived for a long time as well. Maybe
we don't
maybe
know,
this is sucking energy from other creatures that allows you to live longer, as well as giving you ability to heal yourself. Maybe it gives you longevity as well, sucking the energy from other creatures.
If they're kind of like zombies, maybe like the age that Dooney was bitten is the same.
He stays like that. Maybe.
Well, imagine Isle is a member of the royal family.
Well, that's the thing. The other thing as well, we don't know how old Isle is. I mean, he looks like a teenager or whatever. But maybe he might have been alive for 200 years as well. He might have been bitten not long after the first. I dare say we're going to find out the story of that at some point. That's another thing.
There's what's like the thing that Dooney did to his throat. Does that also mean it brought his consciousness forward as well?
No, that was just his voice box being manipulated.
That
is a question though. Here's a question. There's another one of those shouldn't think too deeply into it. But just because his voice box is back, how does he know how to speak the words? Where did he learn the language from before? If he's been in the Datso North all the time,
maybe he hasn't been turned that long ago. Maybe it's just been turned for a couple of years now.
Yeah, that's the possibility. That would make more sense if he knew English. He knew the language before he was bitten. So it wasn't that he was raised as a Datso and never knew how to speak. So maybe he might have been when one of the Datsos got over the wall. Maybe they bit him. Maybe he up to that point only lived in the north, though in the south, and he got attacked by a Datso that came over the wall and got changed. Maybe he might have only been in a Datso for, I don't know, a month or something. For all you know, he might have been turned into a Datso literally that week.
I don't think a month. I think at least a couple of years because all the scars he has on them, he wouldn't get those in a week.
No, but he might have got them when he was originally bitten.
The poor kid has graduated Datso High School. You want to marry?
The only thing I can say is
So what were you saying?
the only
Well,
thing
if it-
I can say is that unfortunately you do not learn much about Isle in this book.
Right.
It is you learn
Mystery.
more about him later.
I don't think
So-
we learned how he got turned, if he remembers even. That's the other question. Does
Sure
Isle
he
even
would.
remember?
Yeah, it's a good point.
What do you think? But what is Ranger gonna do with Isle now, though? He can't take him back to the kingdom because he's immediately gonna get murdered. And if Ranger is seen bringing a Datso and telling, "Wait, don't kill this Datso, he's sentient or something,"
Yeah, he's a good Datso.
They're all gonna look at him like he's gone mad.
Yeah,
They're
the
gonna say,
concept of
"Well,
a good Datso would not go down well in the south.
yeah." I mean, it's
He's
not
like-
like Ranger can disguise him or anything.
He could disguise him if he tucked his tail down his
And that's
trouser leg or something. Tucking his tail
Yeah.
or a cloak, like you say. Yeah,
Yeah, but his
the
skin
skin.
is the
Yeah, the
shade.
skin. Yeah, the skin might be a bit of a
And the
makeup.
eyes.
Dark
They don't have
glasses.
They don't have money. This is why like if this happened in a post-apocalyptic futuristic world, he'd probably have a costume to give him.
Yeah, like a
But then-
mask.
Medieval ages.
Maybe,
Yeah,
cause maybe. I'm surprised they don't have more armor. Actually, I know they like we said before they don't wear much armor because they like to keep it light because they can be light on their feet when they're fighting the Datsos. But I mean, maybe
No,
you could put a
that's,
face helmet on or something to cover his face up
Well,
if he was going to go undercover.
Yeah, but Rena said that about Ranger.
Yeah,
But Ranger didn't wear much armor, but the other guys did.
yeah. So he could put. I'm really if he was to go undercover, he could put a helmet on. That's all I'm saying. We've got a question from Life with 2 YouTubers about a giveaway rumor.
I was going to tell you guys before the stream, but then I didn't really have a chance to. So I was going to tell you after, but Mom pointed it out. I was actually wondering if you guys were interested in doing a giveaway when you guys finish the series. So, so like, you know, one person
I
could
could.
win. So and you guys, because you two are the pillars of the show, you guys would need to determine what the people would have to do in order to be entered into this contest. But I am donating one shirt for one winner and a signed book for a winner.
Nice.
Cool.
So and I
How-
wanted
how-
to ask you guys what you thought of that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I would say maybe we could get people to comment on any of the videos, and we just
No, not on any of the videos, Mr. Gray. That's going to later require us to go
Yeah,
to
that's-
each one and dig them
Yeah,
out.
it's not that difficult. That's not that difficult, but
No,
Yeah, I don't
we're
think that-
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're picking one video.
okay. So what video? You decide.
Or a post. I mean, you could do.
I-
You could even.
I wish she told us. Wish she told us to wait a second before going live, Rena. We could have thought of it.
I think we should still. There's only going to be about 5 more videos. It ain't going to be that much work. I've gone through a lot more videos than that when I've.
Let's
say-
do it. Let's do it here in this one, and we'll announce the winner at the end on the last stream that we do for Isle of the Dark.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need to think of
We
something.
don't
that
have to
will-
figure it all out right now too, but no, that is
Yeah, but
the
it'd be good now because then we can. Then they'll, during the course of the next show, there'll be more people that might.
I just gonna say though, let's do it this way. Like everyone, leave a comment down below if you want to be in the stream, and then when we start the next stream, we'll count all the comments from this week's stream, and we'll cut that one off. Then no more comments. So we just take. It's only about writing down a few names from the comment section. I don't think it's that tricky. And that way, the contest goes on for longer, and the people have got more reason to tune in and leave comments.
and
And
yeah,
at the
and
end,
In that case, Mr. Gray, you're gonna be in charge of that because that's too much bollocks for me.
yeah, fair enough. I don't mind it. We'll let Rena do it.
I don't know. I think what we should do is just pick. I think we should pick one stream and then tell everyone to comment any hashtag Isle.
not everybody's going to be able to catch it though. So
Yeah.
that's no, so that's why we
No,
should do it.
we just We've only got 5
Can
more
we
shows to
do-
go. But we'll just do it
Maybe
every comment.
maybe we should do a separate video then.
No, we mention it here. We mention it every show. If we mention it at the start of every
Yeah.
show, just leave a comment down below. And
Right,
you've got
and
to.
not just a comment. Leave a
And you have
hashtag
to make
Isle
sure
of
to
the Dark.
subscribe. They have to be subscribed.
Oh yeah, subscribe as well. Subscribe as well. So just basically every week we do this. If you leave a comment down below, we'll note your name down at the last show. All the names that have been noted down will go on a wheel.
No.
and
I repeat. If you want to be in the giveaway, if you want to be entered, you have to comment whatever comment you do. Hashtag Isle of the Dark.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
If you don't comment that, you're not in the giveaway.
Fair enough.
No, because I'm just thinking, have someone who wins just commented just to, he didn't even want to win, and then we need to hunt that person down and send them a prize. But they're like, I didn't want a book, thank you.
Right, so yeah, if you want to be in the contest, hashtag Isle of the Dark or I love the dark. It's up to you, one or the other.
Yeah, I love the dark. And yeah, leave a comment like that down below, and follow Rena on Instagram and on YouTube.
Cool.
They should be subscribed to Rena.
Of course, subscribe to all of us. Subscribe to everyone.
You guys, you both. Yeah, if they're not subscribed to both you guys, then why are they here? Why are they
exactly? How dare they? How very dare they? I say. Right, so
I
say
they got nothing better to do, so they're like, watch these two chuckleheads.
Yeah, and then they can watch our origami stream that we did as well.
Yeah.
So, you guys questions.
Sorry.
What? I'm sorry.
No, what was you saying?
Oh, I was going to say also your guys' question finally be answered that Isle can now officially talk.
Yeah.
I hadn't either mentioned that yet.
Well, the very first when Bardoon first spoke up, it was like, they do speak then. Like when Bardoon.
I figured. Honestly, I had a strong feeling you would speak. I didn't think
you did think at some point it had to happen for there to be some more interplay between them. When it's quite well done how it's like been dragged out, like to give the will he or won't he kind of thing, and the way that they've been able to.
I knew they would. I had a feeling at some point that he's going to start talking.
I thought very much that he was going to talk, but I didn't realize it would take so long. And after it was taking so long, I thought maybe she's just going to do it through like gestures and like little like friendship kind of things, like maybe
that's so sign language. That's so sign language.
You'd be like what's that old quiz show where they used to have to, is it a book, is it a play, is it a film, and they do sign language and work it and they mime it until they
charade.
And so when Dooney did what he did to Isle, I was like, okay, here now he's talking.
Yeah.
For me, it was more a question of when he's finally gonna do that, than if he will or not.
There might be some other reason as well that Isles decided to help Ranger. Maybe he wants something from Ranger. We don't know yet. He might say, "Oh yeah, I'm helping you, but you've got to do something for me." That might be a possibility.
The thing is, well, what could he possibly do for him? Because even if Ranger somehow manages to maybe convince his friends not to kill Isle, he's still, well, what is he gonna do? Ranger can't take him anywhere.
Maybe you say, let me live south of the border. I promise not to eat humans. I'll just go hunting. At least here, if I'm south of the border, I don't get attacked by other Datso every 5 minutes. Who knows?
Or no, Mr. Brown's Datso sign language.
Yeah, that.
Though it would be hilarious to see a Datso with a mime makeup.
I've just suddenly got a big song in my head now. You know that old song Macho Man. I'm thinking Datso Man.
Oh my God.
You see, Rita,
I want to be a Datso Man. Anyway.
Well, what song was it?
There's a song called Macho Man. It just went Macho Man. But I'm thinking Datso Man. Anyway, I don't know why it popped into my head.
Even your dad's like, where are the pants?
Yeah. He can't believe his daughter's drawn a character with no pants on. He's like, Rena, I can't believe you do this.
Honestly, if it was me, my dad wouldn't be surprised at all, probably.
Yeah, no more pants talk, Matilda. Stop talking about the pants. We don't need to go there anymore. We've visited the pants for the last 3 weeks. And we know, we know.
Help it. It's Rita's fault. Because she didn't give him any pants. So all this time thinking, fuck me, there's a naked teenager running around.
That's something to think of if you ever do a rewrite again.
This isn't 50 Shades of Isle. We just
And to be fair, though, Isle is a million times more interesting than Anastasia. So, fuck it.
Is she from 50 Shades of Me?
Yeah. Oh, she's so fucking boring. I read 2 pages of the first book and I was like, fuck this.
But tie it up first before you do that. Apparently, that's how it's done.
It was boring.
Yeah.
It was like Twilight, but at least Twilight had vampires and werewolves.
We're not doing that one for the next readathon, okay? We're not going to do that one.
No. We're not reading 50 Shades, and we're not reading Twilight.
No. Well, I was on my walkie today, so we got to do something next. Though we have to do something now. We're going to do Isle of Winternox next.
Well,
that was going to be a short read.
Yeah, we can do that in one show, can't we?
You'll have to wait for me to buy it then, because I don't know.
Of course. Well, we'll find something else. Maybe we'll find some other book that we can do, but we'll think about it because we should make this a regular.
How about? Well, I don't know if I would be good for a talk like that, but the book, Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Oh, that's a bloody long one. I haven't read that for a while. I think I've got it still somewhere. So I'm not sure.
I never even started it. I want to actually read that one, and maybe if I have a buddy, it'll be easier to get through. Because bless Tolkien, but that is a lot of letters.
Yeah. Anyway, are we done for today?
Oh wait. So what page are we reading to?
We're reading up to 175.
Wait, let me find that.
Read
next time chapter names, please.
She's already got notes for that.
The next book, my next manuscript is actually chapters, I promise.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, leave your creative titles, but put the chapter in next to them at least.
Yeah, that's actually what I did for my manuscript Sinner. It's actually like chapter 1, but then there's like a subtext underneath it where it just
so page 175.
That's it. 175 is the end of the third chapter. Yeah.
And another thing we haven't thought of: do dead toads drink water? Do they need water?
Probably.
Because I thought of it. Not only has Isle not eaten for over a week, he also hasn't drank anything, and he didn't go to the bathroom. Oh well, but no one in books ever.
Well, he may well have done, but they just don't talk about it. They don't sort of, they don't mention.
It's like the taboo subject of the book world. You never talk about your characters like having to go to the bathroom or having a bad hair day.
Unless they're having a dramatic scene in the bathroom. Other than that, no one ever poops in literature. They might take a piss. But they never poop.
Okay. I'm saying that. I remember reading a book called Plasmid once, and some bloke was sat on the toilet, and a thing from the sewer reached up and grabbed him. So yeah, I've read at least one book where someone was on the toilet.
Actually, that happens. By the way, spoilers. That happens in The Darkness, the comic book. In the first issue, that's how someone gets killed.
See, that kind of thing is like you know, like. Psycho made you scared to get into the shower. It's like that kind of thing makes you scared to go to the toilet. You don't need that in your life.
Nature's calling, one way or the other.
And Isle of the Dark makes you scared to cross rickety bridges.
Well, I think
which I wouldn't do to begin with.
So you broke up a bit there. I didn't catch that.
You think? You were saying
which one of us?
I think we've got some delay. I think we've got some delay going on as well. Getting a little bit of echoey kind of. You go. What did you say, Rena?
I had said I wouldn't cross a rickety bridge to begin with. So.
All right. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. But if it's the only way along your route, you kind of have to, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's where they're dumbasses with the whole execution stuff. Because I mean, if you have a more important mission, you have
Yeah,
to be Jon Snow and say winter is coming. Go
Yeah.
do that, then get back to the dead zone.
yeah. I would have
They
done it that way.
would have had to have taken the trail though. That's one of the issues is they still would have had to have gone that way, regardless if Isle was there.
Yeah.
Mm.
But also
Yeah,
the bridge was rather rickety, but it wouldn't have collapsed if it wasn't for the monster that came out from underneath it. So I think the bridge would have been all right if it hadn't been for a tentacled beast.
Right.
Well, it looks like no, but it was already breaking anyway.
It wasn't in the greatest of condition, but I think they would have made it across. I think they would have made it across if the thing hadn't started shaking it.
Mm.
I actually had a bit of struggle to understand how wide the bridge was, or how it was made. Like it was one of those where it's just ropes.
Yeah, I think it was
built
ropes
like,
and wooden planking. I got the
It was a
idea.
fairly
It was like
wide
that.
platform, though. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and again, I couldn't help but think because I gone back to that Jules Verne scene from 80 Days Around the World. It was like, maybe you should, walk without the horses as well.
Around the world in 80 days.
Yeah,
That's
around
what
the
it's
world.
called. Yeah, I kept hearing you say it. Go, that sounds right, but it doesn't sound right. And I was like, that sounds right, but it doesn't sound right. I was thinking, is it 90 days? But I realized it was just the other way around, wasn't it? Around the world in 80 days.
I always confuse 8 and 9. I don't know why.
No, I think it is 80 days, but it's around the world in 8 days, not 80 days around the world. That's what was good. That was what was doing my head in. I was like, what? Can't work it out. Anyway,
what should do your head in is the fact that they have a cover with a hot air balloon where they don't even use a hot air balloon.
What? Not once in the whole book. I thought they did. I thought they did.
No, they never used it.
Okay.
Not one. Not one.
Now that's what they should have used, Rena, to get from one place to the other. They should have had a hot air balloon. Why didn't you have a hot air balloon in the Isle of the Dark? What was you thinking?
Well,
mind you, with all the flying Datsos, if the Eagles can't make it, a flying air balloon would have been even worse. Probably thinking about it.
That would have been a great gift basket to the dead. So food.
These kind humans have sent us a food basket.
Yeah, like a big dead soul bird mom brings it back to the children like a few scared humans. Here you go, kids. I brought food.
Instead of chicken in the basket, be citizen in the basket.
All right, so that is our stream. Next week we are on Mr. Gray's channel, right, Mr. Gray? You're gonna get renewed, right?
Yeah, my StreamYard hours renews tomorrow.
Ooh.
Okay,
so, cool. That was good timing.
Yeah. All right, so next week we're on Mr. Gray's channel. Tune in to see what happens in the next 3 chapters. Will Isle and Ranger escape? Will Dooney finally start being an asshole? How does he and his queen have sex?
I get a feeling it's going to be an even bigger asshole from now on because it's going to be an all-out chase. They're going to be rushing towards that gate to get back into the city with all the hounds of Datso hell chasing and nipping at their heels. So that's what I'm expecting. Also,
will Isle get pants?
Yeah.
By the way, now we know Ranger lost his coat. We didn't mention that.
I'm surprised. One thing I'm surprised that at one point when he was leading him through the darkness and he's holding on to what he thinks is a rope and it turns out to be his tail. I'm surprised you didn't make more of that, Matilda. Thankfully, you never made more of that. But anyway.
No, I just, in my mind, he's wearing pants.
Yeah, it was his tail he was holding on to. That's all you need to know.
Well, I mean, I don't think he has that little tidbit. And even if he does, I don't think it's that long.
Let's say goodbye. Let's stick with the goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Bye.